views. We are now going to take a dive into the mind of Pakistan's youth. And on Skype, joining us is Hasan Malik. He's the youngest sports author and analyst. Hasan Malik has accomplished quite a lot at a very, very early and young age. Assalamu alaikum, Hasan. How are you doing and how is your morning today?
Walaikum assalam. Good morning, Naila. Good morning, Muzammil. How are you guys doing? It's a pleasure to be here.
We're doing awesome. Thanks for asking.
Doing great, Hasan. It's so nice to have you here. Naila, how about you start exploring our guest?
Oh, goodness. Okay, so Hasan, I know that you have become the founder of the Pakistan's largest youth-run cricket blog, The Cricketing Hour. What made you think of this magnanimous idea? Where did this idea come from?
That's a fantastic question, Naila. I think in every kid in Pakistan, there's a cricket fan inside of us. And ever since I was young, I've been playing cricket, be it on the streets, in the grounds with my friends. I went to Hasan College. I played a lot of cricket there. And in 2023, with a friend, we decided to launch the Cricketing Hour, covering international games. We covered the PSL, the Ashes, the World Cup, the World Test Championship. And in a matter of time, we got 4,000 followers on Instagram. We had more than 70 videos. And it's been a great journey. So the next step from that in 2024, this year, I am proud to announce that I wrote my first book titled 10 Moments That Changed Cricket. It just came out this month. We have 800 plus copies available internationally. And with that, I am honored to become Pakistan, in fact, the world's youngest sports author. So that's really what I've been up to. That's what the journey has been like.
Amazing. Congratulations. Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations on releasing the book.
This is the face of Pakistan's youth. This is the face of Pakistan's youth. And for our viewers, inspiration is all around. It is where you look. It is depending upon your perspective, how you take things into account. And with this, I would like to move to my next question to you. That is, how are you loving the attention and how are you dealing with this way of life of becoming an author and an analyst at this young age? What does it feel like and how does it change your mentality and your mindset looking towards the future that you are expecting your life to take part in?
That's a very interesting question, Muzammil. So personally, I'm a university student in Canada. I study computer science at the University of Toronto. And cricket, I don't want to use the word hobby because that has a very casual connotation towards it. Cricket is something I've been deeply invested in all my life, and I've written newspaper articles about it before, published in national level newspapers. I've written now my first book. So I don't think it's changed my life per se, because I'm still the same cricket fan I was 10 years ago. I still woke up today at 4 in the morning to watch the India-Australia test match. So that's something that's not going to change. But
aren't all cricket fans like that?
Pretty crazy.
Yeah. All right, so Hasan, I'm sorry I'm interrupting you here. I apologize so much. But I'm so excited to be talking to you because sports is a field that is usually it's neglected otherwise. And we also have a misunderstanding of if kids get into sports and they don't study and you know how they compare academics with sports. What I believe in is a good sports person is a mentally and physically active person and they can perform really, really well at tasks that demand your presence of mind. So talk a little bit about how the youth can benefit from introducing a little bit of sporting activities into their life, which will benefit their life at large.
I think that's very important, Muzammil, because you need to understand that sports is something which keeps you active mentally, physically, as you said, and there always needs to be a balance. So if a kid is going to school, it doesn't mean that they need to focus entirely on academics, and it also doesn't mean they need to leave academics and start playing sports all day long. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, but that doesn't mean he needs to leave his work either. So the key thing going forward is balance. Because I feel in my generation especially, there's a lot of kids, I see them playing on their iPads and whatnot. I went to Canada in university. There, it snows for half the year, so you can't play any outdoor sports. And they're the kids, you see them gaining weight, you see them being overweight, you see them not being as physically active or mentally active as a lot of our Pakistani youth are. And this is why I always encourage kids, my peers, my fellows, my juniors, to play some level of sport. Me personally, I've played a lot of sports. Tennis, football, cricket are the sports I particularly enjoy. And not everyone needs to be a professional athlete. Not everyone needs to be a professional author or analyst. But as long as you're staying active, you're doing something, you're keeping the mind and body fresh, that's what you need to do.
Absolutely. Hasan, do you think we should start a nationwide petition to change the national sport from hockey to cricket? What do you think? Should we do that? Should we start the petition?
That's a great question. I don't think so, actually. And I know this is an unpopular opinion. And the reason for that is cricket is so popular, it doesn't need the label of being the national sport. Whether you write it on a paper, it's the national sport or not, that's not going to change the fact that on the streets, in the grounds, the games you actually see being played a lot is cricket. By contrast, hockey is something that does need our support because in hockey, the fall from grace we've seen Pakistan have over the last 30 years, especially from the glory days of the 1980s and the 1990s, it's something that needs to be revived. And for that, I think keeping the national sport tag for hockey is good. Give hockey more promotion, invest in it, make sure the rising stars have the opportunities. The way every youngster of Pakistan knows the names of Babar Azam, Shaheen Afridi, and no one would even have any idea who is Pakistan's hockey goalkeeper or captain is something that needs to change. So I'm not in favor of changing the national sport tag, but rather we need to focus on all sports, not just hockey and cricket, and make sure they reach the public eye.
Absolutely. So that being said, are you excited for the upcoming mega event that Pakistan is hosting?
Well, I think that's the question on everybody's lips right now, isn't it? The entire controversy, the hybrid model that's been suggested of Pakistan should host it, India are having these reservations.
I hate to interject. I hate to interject. I would like to say something. I would like to mention a point here also. Please add to the question a little bit of spice because India said that they won't be coming here to play and they decided on a neutral venue in Dubai. And now the neutral venue, because it has been selected as Dubai, add a little bit of chili-milli for our viewers.
Sure, Muzammil, as you say, I think our viewers need to understand that this is something inherently unfair. This violates every single international precedent ever set by the ICC in their entire history. And I want our viewers to know, in 1996, Australia, West Indies refused to travel to Sri Lanka for the World Cup. Guess what happened? They forfeited those points to Sri Lanka. Sri Lanka went on to win the World Cup. In 2003, England refused to travel to Zimbabwe. Guess what happened? Zimbabwe got those points. England forfeited the match. In 2003, New Zealand refused to travel to Kenya. Guess what happened? The match was forfeited. The points went to Kenya. And now, only because it's India asking, the ICC has, great job, congratulations, changed its policy just for India's sake, and suddenly there's talk of this hybrid model and whatnot. I think it's very clear. If India is unwilling to come, despite the ICC clearing Pakistani grounds of any security concerns, then India needs to be forfeiting the matches. And the thing is, this creates problems because now 7 countries, 7 teams don't know which games they're going to be playing in which stadiums in Dubai, where only India knows they're going to be playing all their games. So this is unfair to the other teams. It's unfair to Pakistan, and it's something which the ICC should be blackmarked for. It's not a good thing for them.
Right, and what I would like to also mention is Pakistan and Pakistani sportspersons, they are moving quite a bit of waves in the arena of contact sports, boxing, kickboxing, all of those sports. We've seen recently Shahzeb Rind. We've also seen other sportspersons in the contact arena sports, and we've also seen weightlifters coming from Pakistan in powerlifting and making a great name for the country, winning competitions worldwide and on international scale. What I would like to ask is that do you recommend young children getting into this line of becoming an analyst in the relevant field of sports, because you had a passion for cricket and that is where you found your drive and motivation, and you started playing, you started reading and writing, you started putting out content. Now with this trend of fast-growing pace, I think children, they lose their interest while making content about their relevant fields. They're not getting sufficient views. They're not, by sufficient views, I mean millions. They expect they make a video and it goes into millions.
Viral.
Yeah, viral.
Yeah, it goes viral.
But instantly viral things, they don't happen. Things take time. So what is going to be the best advice that you have for those children in the relevant fields about their sports, if they would want to represent their sport on an international scale, they would want to write books about it, they would want to put out content about it, how to start, where to find the energy, and what are some of the ways that they can adopt to put that content out into the public?
I'm going to give 2 pieces of advice for this. Firstly, passion. Secondly, patience. As far as passion is concerned, remember that nothing in this world comes without passion. if you're going to be sitting bored at your desk, if you're not watching the game, if you're not deeply interested and invested in it, you're not going to be able to do something. So for me personally, if I've played cricket for so long, that means I can write about cricket. It doesn't mean I can necessarily write about squash, for example, which is a sport I haven't watched as actively. So I always encourage people to follow their passions. If there's something they're good at, they enjoy, then they can do it, because that's how they know they're not going to lose motivation. The second thing is patience. As you said, Muzammil, every video is not going to get 100 million views. Forget that. Some videos, they're not going to even get 1,000 views or 100 views. And you have to persevere through that. You know, when I was publishing my first book right now, 10 Moments That Changed Cricket, by which I became the world's youngest sports author, I remembered that J.K. Rowling famously, when she tried to publish Harry Potter, she was first rejected by 34 publishers before her book got published. And every morning when I would wake up, leave my home at 9 a.m., all day I would be out meeting publishers, pitching my book to them, getting someone to sponsor me, getting someone to publish the book before eventually we agreed with Frosens. I had to keep reminding myself that success is not a one-way street. Success never comes easily. Anything worthwhile achieving in life requires the effort. And that's why when you meet so many publishers, you make so many videos, sometimes you learn, sometimes you fail, sometimes you get an achievement, you try to learn from it. So the key is to be patient. The key is to be learning from your mistakes. And through all of that, you need to maintain your passion. That's how you can succeed.
Hasan, what a beautiful message. Isn't it a beautiful message? Oh,
and
goodness.
I am so inspired by your words. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being on the show with us, and especially this message for the youth of Pakistan. This was Hasan, and he is the youngest author and sports analyst. And
Absolutely.
kids, work in your relevant field. Put out content. Don't be demotivated if you get little views, if you get hundreds, not thousands, not millions. If you get some views on your relevant field, stay in sports, stay in schools, stay in a healthier lifestyle.
Absolutely.
All right, and with this, we are now going to move towards a little
bit
exciting
of,
bits.
yeah. So did you guys know that